welcome back to Issues in Education, ISTE 2019. We're here with Janelle McLaughlin to talk a little bit about coaching, talk a little bit about bringing technology to life in schools, and a little bit of how to digest a big conference like this and make it practical back in the school. So thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Awesome. Tell us about the work that you do and how that's serving schools around the country.
So I work with educators all around the country at different levels: teachers, principals, instructional coaches, district level administrators, and in a lot of different capacities, but mostly focused on how to drive instruction to be student driven.
Okay.
And that can be at the classroom level or how to do that as a building level leader to be able to support your teachers. Really focused on job embedded coaching and applying the direct coaching to each person's individual goal in order to better serve students.
Yeah, it's the hard work. Like, there's a lot of easy work out there. I think this is the hard work of getting folks to really think deeply about their practice and be reflective.
Because it's not a one-shot deal. It's ongoing.
Yeah.
So you definitely have to build in that time for reflection. I think that's one of the biggest keys to coaching in general, is to have that intentional practice of reflecting regularly.
Yeah, not only do you work with teachers and coaches, but leaders as well.
Yes.
Definitely a core part of the solution, because we've all been in schools where teachers are on board, the leaders don't know what's going on. How do you make that connection? How do you make sure everyone's talking the same language?
So that is one of the most difficult pieces, depending on the school or the district. I try to just make sure that I'm building relationships with leaders at every level. That is usually the entry point, is just that relationship building, making sure that I'm talking to them every time I'm in their building.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get to work with leaders first, but usually the teachers are my entry point, and then I continue to be in that space, and that gets me into the next level, which is talking with the leaders, which really I think is pivotal, because like you said, if they don't know what's going on in the classroom, or they don't know what effective technology integration looks like in an authentic learning model, then they're not going to be able to build the capacity of their entire staff. And then it's just these little localized pockets. But if we really want true transformational change, it has to start at the leadership level.
Yeah, I think so. And most leaders don't want to be resistant. Many of them will be Switzerland. But we really have to get them past like that neutrality piece of like, how can I really be of support? And how can I really get on board with what's going on? Another topic around really just tech and learning, right? We're at a conference where you look out on the vendor floor behind us and thousands of companies. How do we make that transformation and connection between technology into the learning? Where are you seeing that done well, and how are you helping folks with that?
I think it's done well when teachers start with the learning objective always. I've had a teacher say to me, I want to use this tool, how do I do it? And that's always the wrong approach. We know that good teaching starts with good teachers. So focusing on what they want to accomplish and what digital strategy will help make that more efficient, more engaging. And if there's a tool that will help, then definitely teaching that as well. I never want the focus to be on the tool. The technology is there to support the learning that's happening in that space to begin with.
Yeah, and I think we get caught up in that. I mean, I think we get caught chasing, like, that was fun, I'm going to try that, as opposed to why do you want to try what as we go there, as we kind of jump forward. You know, you get to be in a lot of schools, which is an advantage. Lots of educators don't get to visit schools and see best practice. What do you like in what you see? Like, you get to, like, I really enjoyed, and you can name school districts and places you've been, or just trends that you're seeing that are out there?
My favorite districts to work, I think they all have this culture that invites learning at every level. So my favorite places, and where I think that learning is most successful, just kind of in general, are where the leaders have built and fostered this growth mindset type of culture. So the leaders are learning, that's very visible, and the teachers are learning, and so then the students are embracing learning too. And there's no like one hotbed of place. You know, I've been in school districts all over the country, and in one school it'll be fantastic, and another school in the same district, there's broken processes in place. So I think it all comes back to that leader and how well they're communicating their own views, visions, and expectations, and then how much they're supporting their staff in reaching that.
Yeah, the best leaders I'm seeing are both curious and have a deep sense of inquisitiveness. They're like, I'm really jazzed about this, or I really want to try this. And there's just a palpable energy in those buildings. You can feel it as soon as you walk in the door most of the time.
Absolutely, and those are the same leaders that you see in the classroom and not sitting behind their desk all day in the office, or they're going through the coaching cycles with me just so they can show their teacher that they are excited and that they value the learning that's happening.
Yeah, so if you are a teacher or a leader here at ISTE and you wanted to make sure that you went from I learned all this to my organization digested all this, what real specific things would you tell those folks to do once they left here?
Well, I'm gonna go back, and even during the time here, I think it's important to build in those reflection breaks. I think it's really easy to get caught up in there's so much I want to do and see and learn, and so you overschedule.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's important to take those breaks and stop and just kind of process it as you go, so then you can take something back. I think a lot of the way that you can take it back to your organization is just kind of informal conversations that you have with people. There's definitely things that I learned that I know, I want to share that with this person, or I think that they would really enjoy this. So those are going to just be collaborative conversations I have. For people that need to go back and produce something a little more formal, I think you break it into chunks to best meet the needs of whoever your audience is.
Yeah. And the last thing you want to do is like, hey, I just created these 48 slides for you to learn about this session that I went to. Nobody wants that type of information. So one final piece of question around, what's the one thing maybe that you're most excited about in education going forward? Maybe it is a tech trend, maybe it's something that you're seeing, but what's the one thing that has you excited about the work we're doing?
I think that right now is one of the most exciting times to be in education because we have so many resources available to us. So I think that what I'm most excited about is how easy it is to personalize instruction and differentiate for students. So there's no reason for all students to not be met at their interest level, at their ability level, at their readiness level. So every teacher should be able to tap into how to best meet the needs of every student.
Yeah. Well, that's a great way to finish. Thank you for being here on Issues in Education on ISTE 2019, and thank you to Janelle, and thank you to everyone for taking a few moments to listen to these videos as a great resource for your learning back with your school and district. Thanks.